Hey y'all, it's your girl Holiday Season. I'm back with another story time. Make sure y'all hit the post notification bell. Know that God loves you. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And make sure y'all are keeping up because that we are liking these videos, commenting something, do something. Anyway, yeah, y'all see something different today? My eyeshadow, yeah, y'all. So yeah, I went in with my Morphe palette. This is Guilty Pleasure, and this is, y'all already know, the one dead center in the middle of the palette. How y'all like it? I like it. But anyway, this is gonna be a story time about how we was in some mess. Like, so y'all know it's always some mess when I come to y'all with the story time. So this is gonna be about, remember the story time about meatball and spaghetti and all of them, and then also the person that was in the car. But this time this person was with someone, I forgot what I gave her name. Her name is, anyway, we just gonna keep talking because I forgot what the girl name was. So basically, we used to hang around like these groups of people. Actually, they are gonna be in it, but you know, it's gonna be more people as well. But yeah. So during this time was where, like, you know, we ain't really had a lot going on. So a lot of times we would make plans based on like, we used to have like itinerary. Me and Rosie had like itineraries that was kind of an itinerary full of nothing. So like, we'll be like, okay, such and such is supposed to be ready at this time, but before we go there around 5 o'clock, we got to do this. We're gonna do this, and this before we go there. So just to make our schedule busy, and we used to have so much fun, right? So this one day, she like, you know, we're gonna hit the mall up, blah 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 blah. So we're gonna hit the mall up. After we hit the mall up, then we're gonna do this. We should be able to, and we had met some people through Meatball them. So basically, the people that we met through Meatball them, we're gonna give these guys some names. So basically, the guys were, let's name him. Let's name Chief Keef, and then we're gonna name the other one. I don't need no name. Just know the new person that in this story is Chief Keef. So basically, Rosie, like, you know, like, she would be into like all this like little personal care stuff. At this time, I was into personal care, but I really wasn't into the personal care like that. Like, so she really would kind of put me onto a lot of stuff, like, oh, we should go here, oh, we should do this, oh, have you tried this, have you tried that before? Like, for so long I really didn't care for like certain like sushis and all of that, but then she was like, hey, you should try this, you should try this. I kind of never really used to try, but I was just like, maybe later on in life or whatever. But I guess there's certain sushis that you can kind of eat and it's good or whatever, but I just never really was a big fan. But anyway, I was just like, yeah, so we just riding around, we just waiting until like we get the little ring-a-ding-ding, like, hey, y'all can come over, pull up from Chief Keef. So basically, Chief Keef ended up, you know, basically something had happened early on within the day, but that's like another story time. So yeah, so it was gonna be Meatballs. Meatball was having this event. I'm not gonna say which event because it's too much, giving out too much. So she was having this event, and so she wanted us to come. I kind of think she only wanted us to come because she knew we had gifts, but me and Rosie used to always talk about it or whatever. Like, she never really want us to come to like their personal stuff, but when they have like events where, you know, people gonna give you like gifts and stuff, then that's when you want us to come. Boom. So like, that's when we were just like, we gonna still go, because like, we just was like, we ain't got nothing else to do, like, let's just still go. So actually, it's gonna be like multiple events that's gonna be like certain story times, because okay, so it was an event where we had to go with Meatball, then it was an event we had to go with Spaghetti. But this certain day, it was for Spaghetti. So basically, Spaghetti was like, you know, like, yeah, y'all come up. But Meatball was being like the person who talked for her. So basically, we was like, yeah, we're gonna go, you know, like, bring this or bring that. But for one event, we had bought something for Meatball, because like, I really had F with Meatball or whatever. But then it was like, it was the one for Spaghetti, so we had to bring something for Spaghetti, but I don't even know if we brought anything. But anyway, I just remember this certain thing from when we went to meatballs thing, and Spaghetti was like, oh, she was telling Rosie, you better get me something for mine. Like, you better get me something for mine, basically like that. And it was just kind of like, if people, I don't know, like I don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so we headed over there or whatever, and we get there, y'all. We all up in there, like we in the hood. Like we just we just all up in there, right? So basically it was like a lot of people toting switches, people like in there with their money, da da da. And this time, like I had got me like a lot of money. So basically money wasn't no problem during this time. So basically it was like, and I had it with me, and I feel like you shouldn't be boastful a little bit. Like, don't be boastful. Like, it's not that deep. So basically, like, we was all up in there. They pouring shots. They like, everybody wants shots. If we finna have shots, we finna do this. We finna turn up. We finna get the music on. This and this. And back then, I used to be like, I just used to book over and just start twerking. So we in there, like, I'm in that meatball like, hey, y'all, come in the kitchen. So we in the kitchen about this big. I'm this big, kitchen about that big. I'm like, great day. So we all up in there. They taking pictures. They like, hey, let's take a picture, blah, 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 blah. Chief Keef in there. Chief Keef like, hey, take me a picture. Take a picture with me. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking like, we cool. Like, we all just in there just like talking, politicking. And like the house had, after a long period of time, the house had started like getting really packed. So I'm like, oh, it's a lot of people up in this apartment. Like, I almost feel like somebody gonna call the doggone fire department and say it's too many people up in this thing, right? The whole time, like, guys were sitting out on the couch. They're like, hey, let my friends sit down. Like, great day. Y'all need to, y'all niggas need to let people sit down, this and this, right? So somebody ended up making a spot for me on the couch, and this boy do need a name. We're gonna name him Elmo. Cause it was like, he gave me like a kitty vibe. So basically Elmo was like, he made a space for me on the thing or whatever, but he was just always so full of life, like laughing, talking, and like all of that, right? So basically we all up in there on the couch, we just singing, we dancing. Rosie, she take her shots back. I'm like, God dang, Rosie, like, you really taking them back, ain't it? Me, I really wasn't a drinker, and I wasn't no smoker at all. So basically it was just like, I just always had like this natural energy that was like turning up, and it didn't matter. And I felt like I attracted any type of person in the room. Like, it was just like, I didn't even care if you told it that switch. It's okay. I always felt like these people cool, like, you cool, this and this. But the whole time it's like, why are you hanging out with people who told them switches? Like that. Like, and then it was like, I know them guns in y'all name. I mean, them switches and stuff is not y'all. It's just kind of like, it just started to be too much a little bit. Like, I was just like, but at this time, it's cool. I'm thinking that stuff is cool. Like, I'm like, hey, we finally hanging out with some people. I'm thinking everything good. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm really like feeling myself now. I'm looking at Rosie, she like, let me hold it. Can I get the gun? Let me hold the switch. Let me hold it. So she holding it, but she dropping it and stuff. And so somebody else that was with Meatball and was like, take that from her. She not finna be doing that. Like, don't be doing that. Don't be giving her that. Why y'all letting her hold that and stuff, right? So I'm up here twerking. I ain't really care. I'm like, if she wanna hold it, da da da. I didn't really think it was that serious. Now I'm like, don't have it around me. But like, I'm like, hey, I'm up there twerking the butt in the little thing. What's the name? Like, hitting me on the butt, slapping me on the butt. I'm just thinking like, oh, a whole lot of ghetto activity. I was just so into the thing, right? Why the world all of a sudden, like, Rosie started like, she couldn't handle herself or something. I'm like, I didn't say nothing because I'm like, Rosie gotta be playing, because you was just fine. Like, you were fine. But I'm like, now that I know, if you really don't get to drink like that, sometimes it will hit you real hard, depending on what you drink or whoever it is, or like, I don't know, but I just kind of felt like he didn't hit her that quick, because I done had some drinks and like, we was kind of like the same size, so it was like it hit you that fast. I don't know. So basically, time and time go by. I think Chief Keef start gravitating towards Rosie. So Chief Keef like, oh, like, you know, what's your name? What's your name? Like, da 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 da. Because they kind of already knew each other, but we didn't know them that much. But now, like, we really, since we here there again, I'm guessing they like, let's get to know these girls, right? So basically they talking. It was like, so Chief Keef like, oh yeah, you ain't gotta ever worry about nothing. I got everything. Ask Meatball, ask Spaghetti, this and this. And Meatball's like, Chief Keef, you always trying to do something. Like, you always trying to up here and just be acting like you got it all. You got it all. But she's spreading on thick for him as well. She like, yeah, he do got it now. And I ain't gonna lie, my boy be with the money. He got the money, this and this and that, right? Whole time. Anyway, let me just keep going on with the story. So Elmo over there like, yeah, go on get with my boy, get with my boy. So I'm like, okay, like I'm just like sitting like taking in the environment or whatever. So then like I start dancing on Spaghetti. I think I started dancing on Spaghetti, and then also what's her name was there as well. What's her name? Toast? What I had name? Garlic Bread. Garlic Bread was there as well, but she was kind of like off to the side. Like, she really didn't care to be around them, I guess. So basically, she just out to the side, blah, 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 blah. It's some other people in there. One girl, she go out to the back in the room with her boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is that type of party. Like, you know, whatever, right? Whatever. And I ain't even gonna lie, back then I wasn't really that big on drinking, so it wasn't a must for me to buy a bottle, because it's like, I'm not gonna drink, you know, so it's just kind of like whatever. But I don't even remember if we did or not, but I think Rosie probably was like, yeah, we could buy something. I kind of think she said that, but I really don't know. So yeah, I don't know if we even got Spaghetti a gift either, because who are they? Like, hey, where my gift at? And I was just kind of like, you know, you Rosie's friend, Spaghetti. I mean, Meatball kind of like my friend, whatever. But anyway, yeah. So, and then at this point, like I said, Spaghetti really wasn't that close with me. So it was just like, I just really didn't see why would I go above and beyond for her. Like, and then also, why would I go above and beyond for somebody who ain't never even got me anything? Like, Meatball had basically gotten me stuff, all this like little stuff or whatever. And yeah, but sometimes you do kind of question certain friendships a lot. But it's just like, at least the girl ain't around here fake kicking it. You get what I'm saying? Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. But that started to be a conflict between me and Rosie as well. So basically, because it was kind of like, I feel like we would have debates about which one was the best and which one was fake and which one was real. And it was just really like, what they got to do with us? It don't really matter who's fake, who. It really didn't matter, because we just hanging out with them. But it's just like, as you hang out with somebody, you begin to want to know more, intrigued with like what's going on around them. Like, oh, why they hang out with these people? Like, why they hang out with that? Oh, why they hang out with this? And like, back then I thought it was just cool, whatever, right? So we all just talking. Somebody was like, I think Spaghetti was like, I'm finna go put my she was like, y'all could put y'all bags in the room. You know, y'all could put y'all bags in the room. I was like, I don't put my bag in the room. I'm not putting my bag in my room. My bag is right here. Because first of all, baby, I ain't finna be in my little joint and my stuff get missing. Because, baby, it's going to be a problem. Y'all think y'all toting them switches. I'm not putting, because I had a good little band. So one thing about it, the boy on Chief Keef was like, I ain't ever got to worry about nothing. I ain't ever got to worry about nothing. Like, this ain't nothing. Money ain't nothing. I could get it. I got it. I hang around these dudes, man. My partner gonna make sure I'm straight. My partner gonna do this. My partner. Like, I'm like, great, they partner. You get it? I get it. That's your partner. Get it? So basically, he like, yeah, like, y'all ain't gotta worry about nothing. I can make it. I got all this money. So I'm like, yeah, you got it. Show us. He started spraying the money and everything with the gun, with the glitzy, clack, clack, clack. I'm like, man, boy, I got more than that. Why I said that turned him up. I said, boy, I got more than that. He like, oh, for real? Come on, show me what you got. Y'all, I had nothing but honeys. I took them honeys. I said, Errol was like, oh, he was like, how much is that? I was like, nah, don't be counting my junk. You don't need to be counting it. You don't need to be counting it, y'all. It was only like $1,000. It was only $2,000. And like, I was like, but as I got closer to Chief Keef, I'm like, some of his bills starting to look a little funny. I was like, let me see the bills. He was like, nah, you don't need to see it. You don't need to see it. You don't need to see it. I'm like, some of them bills look a little funny. He like, he was like, nah, this real over here, this real over here. And so he started kind of putting his up because he had like a bunch of ones and maybe like a couple of 50s, but it was majority of it was like ones or whatever. So basically, I shouldn't even be telling y'all what I had. But yeah, so it don't matter because I ain't got it now. I'm broke as hell. Content is too much. Anyway, yeah, so I'm like, yeah. All of a sudden, the dude with the switches, all eyes on me now. Like, I felt like all eyes was on me. Because it's just like, most of the time, them people who be talking them switches ain't got no money. It be like maybe one person out the group and they kind of be broke too. Because first of all, they spending the money on those people that's hanging around them and really just living a fake life in their head. But I kind of was too. So whatever. We was all put together, whatever. So from that day, me and Chief Keef, I felt like we was cool. But at this time, like, you know, like, you just want to just live life. It was kind of like, I ain't really in college right now, but I want to go to college, but I really don't know what I want to do. So it's just like, I kind of just want to live my life up here hanging around Rosie, just whatever. So basically, I was just like, okay, let me see what, what? Stutter? Anyway, yeah. But that was just what it was. So after like the money thing that I pull out my money and I shouldn't have did that, Tickle Me Elmo was like, somebody Tickle Me Elmo. Elmo was like, bro, she upped it on you, bro. You might as well put your little thing up. You put it, but his stack was thick, but it was just kind of like, you could tell it was ones. It wasn't like bigger bills. So basically, it was like, he was like, bro, you might as well put your little stack up. She kind of ate you up with that one. So now, like, we sitting over there just talking or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm noticing, like, after I did that, something was like, y'all probably need to go. I don't know. Something told me, like, go ahead on and go, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I noticed when we left, such and such then was going to leave, too. They was like, oh, y'all about to go already? I was like, yeah, it's kind of getting a little late. Because I'm like, this really ain't nowhere to be a little bit. And all of a sudden, Rosie sober. She's sober now when we finna go or whatever, right? So I was like, she was like, girl, I had got too tore up. Like, I was too tore up. And so one thing about Rosie, I always used to question why she kind of had liked Chief Keef a little bit. But I kind of think that she only liked him because of the people, like, that was kind of, I guess, under him. But it was just like, I didn't get why she kind of liked him. She didn't get why I like the people that I like either. But it was one thing about me. This one thing about me, like, I always kind of feel like you should put people around you that could kind of at least do something for you. And you could do something for them as well. But at this time, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just kind of thinking like, oh, I just want people around me that I can have fun with. But like, when it came to like relationships and stuff, I kind of wanted people around me that could kind of do something for me. But I already had somebody that was doing something for me back at home. But it was just like, back then, I'm out having fun now. You get what I'm saying? Can I have a little bit of fun? And back then, the person I was with, he was doing his own thing as well. Cancer was doing his own little thing. So yeah, so I was just like, me too. Like, he would think like I was just supposed to sit in the house while he go out and have fun. I'm gonna have fun too. And then the thing is, like, remember, y'all remember the whole thing about the gas station girl? Go back and watch that. The thing about the gas station I had on the purple, go back and watch that. Because yeah, this whatever. So basically, at this time, Kessel just hitting me up like, where you at? 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 And it's just like, baby, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Because it's just like, you want me to sit there and just be waiting on you when you available? I'm not doing that. Like, who do that? Not me. That's how I was back then. So yeah, so I'm just like, dang, like, I don't understand like how you think that. But this the thing back with Rosie. Back to Rosie. So Rosie was the type of person who was like, I think she kind of like people who just, people around them idolize them. So like, say if a person is very popular, she's gonna like that person because a lot of other people like them. Like, she's like, I wasn't like that. I can kind of talk to the person that's kind of quiet. I don't really like a person that do a lot or do the most. I don't really care for that type of thing. So basically, she ended up getting Chief Keef number or whatever. It was like, yo, we're going, hit y'all up. So anyway, we started, like, weeks later after that, we started hanging out with them, just us. So I was just like, what's going on? Like, another day we out chilling. She was like, hey, such want us to come over there. So I'm like, oh, for real? She was like, yeah, they want us to come over there. So he was like, let's go pull up over there on the, the parkway. I was like, let's go over there and pull up. We're gonna pull up over there and we're gonna do all this, right? But this day he was like, just pull up to where Elmo worked. So we was like, okay, we're gonna pull up where Elmo worked. So when we pull up where Elmo worked, Elmo was just so funny to me. He was too funny to me, y'all. This thing got crazy with Elmo, though, because I felt like Elmo was so cool. Me and Elmo, we posted, because Elmo worked at this gas station. So, basically, me and Elmo, we posted. We hugging all up. And this is crazy, because the nerve of me. So, I'm hugged all up with him. We taking pictures and doing all of that little stuff, right? So, it was kind of like, Elmo was just like, and within the conversation with Chief Keef, a lot of times I used to be wondering, like, what was the deal with Chief Keef? Because Chief Keef, why did you keep, it's kind of like you kept embarging. It'd be like, sus this, sus that, sus that. But as soon as I would talk to somebody, it'd be like, yeah, that dude, it'd be conversation like, yeah, that dude ain't no good for you. He ain't no good. It'd be like, but only when it's just me and him are listening. Like, only when me and him are talking, like, when nobody else is listening. So, it'll be like, you just said he was cool. What's going on? Like, it'll be something like, oh, yeah, like, but then, like, say if I was to talk to somebody else, he'll be like, it'll just be his narratives kept changing about the people. Like, I'm kind of confused a little bit. So, if y'all get what I'm saying, if y'all don't get what I'm saying, just tell me in the comments. I'll clear it up in another video. So, basically, we in there. He like, y'all want something to drink? You just get something to drink, whatever. So, why this doggone, y'all know people who be hanging around in the parking lot at gas station, he just walked in or whatever, and he just started acting belligerent. Like, the man just started acting belligerent. And so, one thing about Elmo was like, okay, I'm finna get down. Like, you coming here acting crazy. Like, don't come here while I'm in here. Do that on the next shift tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. Come back tomorrow when I ain't here. Elmo, one thing about Elmo, he was so funny. Elmo was too funny. So he was like, so what y'all doing tomorrow? Because like that next day was gonna be like the 4th of July. So he was like, what y'all doing tomorrow? I was like, oh, nothing. I don't know. But the whole time I was supposed to be going with cancer to something. So I'm just like, I don't know, da 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 da. At this time we got I got Elmo number or whatever. And y'all, I just used to be living a wild life, and I just used to think, oh, I can do this for the rest of my life. No, you cannot. Okay, so basically, we just in there chilling, and so basically, I don't know. I just felt like, oh, this is fun. Like, we just hanging out. It was like very close friend vibe. We taking pictures. Our pictures look good. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just thinking like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Okay, the scripture of the day is Jesus answered, the work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent. John 6 through the 29th. Okay, no, John, the 6th chapter, the 29th verse. I get that messed up. You have to think about that. Okay, chapter come first, then the verse. Okay, yeah. So basically, yeah. So we just chilling, like all of that time. Like we end up chilling till like the next morning, like the sun up, and he like, yeah, y'all stayed out here the whole time. Like I really F with y'all. Y'all should come back. I'm like, you want us to come back? Like thinking like that's a lie. Like girl, that's nothing. This man, they ain't got nothing to do. Anyway, so it was kind of like him and Chief Keef. Chief Keef kind of knew like he had something going on, but it's just like back then I wasn't picking up what the fuck he was putting down, because it's just like, you the one who hooked us up, you the one who got us to talking. But anyway, shouldn't have been talking to him anyway. But anyway, so basically it was like couple days later, let's just say this, I got back home. And so, well, no, this ain't a couple days later. I got home that night, and basically, like I said, me and Ken's relationship was just always so rocky, like all the time. Rock the boat, Shirley in the wind. But anyway, yeah, so basically it was just kind of like, we just was always just going through something. So I felt like getting out to the gas station was a escape. You get what I'm saying? Like, great day. So I get there, and like I noticed like Cancer always checking. Like, he would be done did stuff. Like, I would always leave like my iPad at home, and so he would be checking the iPad. So I'm like, why he checking my iPad? And one thing about me, I'm always so open about it, like what it is I'm doing. So it's just like, but only back then, only about some stuff, not everything. But because back then we used to have a TV at this point, so he used to know well, at this point we had the TV, but he always knew the code to my iPad because we would be watching the TV on the iPad. So I'm noticing, like, you know, stuff ain't really where I used to put it and all of this. And he was just like, so where you was last night? I'm like, hanging out with Rosie. Like, I'm just used to be so aggravated because I was like, I had a built-in father at the house. Like, I left him way back there. Like, I don't need you to come like be telling me what to do. And it'd be like so many times Kesha would be like, oh, I'm leaving, y'all. He would pack up, get his stuff, leave, pack it, unpack it, come back. Oh, I'm sorry that I overreacted about this, that, and that. It's just like when you going through stuff, you have to give yourself time to kind of think a little bit, because sometimes people carry traumas from past relationships on to the next one. Because the first time he started acting out, it was when, like, the first time he got his stuff and left was when he should just say it. But he was like, so where you was at? I was like, what you mean? He's like, you know, what was happening, what's going on? But whole time I'm thinking like, I'm not really thinking that. I was a little dumb. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little dumb. Couldn't even cheat right. But it was just like, that's why now I'm just faithful. I'm just faithful, like, because it's just like, when you doing stuff you ain't supposed to do, it's gonna show. And this was the thing that I haven't really shared with y'all about Cancer. Like, okay, Cancer was like 34 and I was like 19. So it was like, a lot of times I just kind of felt like he wanted me to do things I really wasn't ready to do. And honestly, all I wanted was somebody to like help me with my expenses. Like, I just really didn't know how to say that. And I felt like if I just said it like that, he would have not wanted to be with me. And I feel like you need to just be honest when you with somebody. Like, if you need help with your expenses and you need a roommate, just say that. Like, you ain't got to be like, oh, I want to be with you forever and I want to. Like, if you just need help with expenses, you should just say that. Because I think he would have been down. Like, it wasn't right for, like, that's not right to lead somebody on. You get what I'm saying? And that's me living in my truth. And a lot of times it's hard to live in your truth when you know somebody gonna kind of judge you for it, especially the people you love the most, or sit up there and like judge you for whatever it is that you go through. But it's just kind of like when you living in your truth, nobody can really take it away. But yeah, so he like, nah, where you was at? I was like, I ain't gonna know. Like, I was just hanging with Rose. He was like, you sure? But whole time I had told Tickle Me Elmo, don't be texting my phone. Tickle Me Elmo still just text my phone. I told him not to text my phone. I would text you when this time. I guess he said, you done spend that whole little night with me? No, like, with me at work? No, like, but the whole time I don't get why Tickle Me Elmo would do that, because it's kind of like, why would you do that? Because you had somebody as well. So it was just like, you just don't know how to play the game. But anyway, that's how I used to look at it then. Back then. Now, I don't really get into all that because, like, no. But it was just like back then I used to kind of think about it as like, okay, I'm having fun with him though. And like when you hang around friends who ain't really telling you, maybe that's not right. Or maybe like in your head, you know it's not right, but it's like you still want to just have fun because sometimes life just get too real in a relationship. You get what I'm saying? But now that you older, you like, you ain't getting no older. Like now I'm older, so I know you ain't getting no older. So you know, like, I gotta make this work, or we gotta see what we can do about these. Maybe you could talk. So yeah, he just like, what's going on? So I'm like, nothing ain't going on. He was just like, nah, like something ain't right. I just know. He was like, something ain't right. I just know. But the whole time he ain't know nothing. It was like you just was looking through my iPad. And like y'all know how our messages be, it syncs. So it's just like you knew from that. And so he had called. So let me just tell y'all, long story short. This man had looked in the phone, called Elmo. And so Elmo basically was like, hey, like, what's going on? Why, like, he was like, and I called him, and it's a guy. Basically, he called him, but I don't think Cancer said anything about it or something. Because when they came to me, I had asked to meet Elmo. I was like, Elmo, like, did somebody call you or contact you or whatever? He was like, nah. He said, yeah, somebody did call me, but, you know, ain't nothing happened. I was like, yeah, I think that was such and such. Because I was telling him, one thing about it, I was like an open book to people. I'm just telling them what's be going on. I'm like, I'm really kind of tired in this relationship, but I'm really, you know, like, ain't nobody else here to kind of, like, help me a little bit. So he was like, oh, I thought it was, you know. So I was just like, you know, I'm really just getting a little, like, tired of this relationship a little bit. He was just like, he would be really saying, like, positive things, like, you know, to get through it. Like, almost like he was going through it too. Elmo was being, like, a good support system. So he was like, yeah. Anyway, back to, you know, getting caught up. So basically he was like, but like I said, Cancer was doing his stuff too. He just I knew he was doing his own stuff because it's no way you wanted a 19-year-old. But yeah. So one thing about Cancer too, Cancer would act like he was gonna handle something, but he really wouldn't. He was like, yeah, I go see about that dude. I know he answered that phone and he didn't want to say nothing, this and this. He would act so tough, but I swear he was only tough with women. And like, it's just like, not to go put that out there and just because I'm not being funny, but I thought that's really what it was. And so I went and told Elmo, I was like, I think that was him that called you. So he was like, man, but tell Buddy where I be at. I ain't nobody scared of Buddy. And like, keep a long story short, I kind of think that Rand took me Elmo away, and I get it. He was like, nah, like I ain't really with all that. And so after that, it was kind of like our friendship had changed, even though it was just a friendship. I feel like I couldn't even tell Cancer that it was just a friendship as well, because it's just like, you know, I can't tell him that because he gonna start acting crazy. Like, I ain't nobody felt like he in it. So it was just like, oh my God, like, here we go. But once again, you gotta use that doggone spirit of discernment, honey. You gotta start using it. Because first of all, I probably shouldn't have been with neither one of them. That's the whole idea. Because here we are, hanging with a guy that told the switch. Here I am, just doing Lord knows what. Like, it just was just like, Roses sitting out there letting the switches fall over the floor, and then one at the party thing, one of the homeboys, little GUN, had like a malfunction with it, and he still use it. Like, he was like, you know, it get jammed sometimes, but you know, still. I'm like, huh? What? Y'all remember that TikTok that girl was like, what? Anyway, but thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a something in the comments. Let me know that y'all tune in. Give me y'all idea. Basically, another thing too, I have another channel. I put vlogs up, but somehow I can't really link it so that I can advertise for it. But It's called Vlogs with Holla. Holla is spelled Holla. Vlogs with Holla. So, yeah. Make sure y'all tune in. Bye.